Hello there, my stamping friends. Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a Stampin' Show and Tell for you today, and this one was created for the Inspirations blog hop for the month of April. This one is going to feature the Playing in the Rain bundle from the spring catalog in this beautiful paper, and it's a fun fold, so it's got this inside accordion piece for my fun fold. So I'm going to take you through start to finish on how I put this card together, and the bonus is when the paper came for this bundle, it had this beautiful sheet of DSP, and I thought, well, I could cut it up, but I don't really want to cut it up and lose part of it. I wanted to keep it together, and in this project I was able to keep it together, well, in pieces. So I'm going to take you through making the card, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is cut my different panels. So I'm going to take my Designer Series paper, and first I'm going to cut it at 8 inches. So I'm just going to put this in here at 8 inches and give myself a nice clean cut. My score down. So 8 inches. Okay, then I'm going to use the daisies as my perforated piece on the inside. I need 4 3/4. So I'm actually going to go this way. And I need 4 3/4 of daisies. Okay, then I also need some sky, so I'm going to flip this around. This time I want 5 1/4 by 4. Since I've got 8, I just have to cut this in half again. Okay, so those are going to be my inside pieces. And then this one I need to cut again. Now this one I need to cut on a diagonal. So I'm going to use my grid sheet here for a second. I want to go from the high point to the low point, and my low point I want at 2 inches. So I'm just going to put this on my grid paper, and with a pencil, I don't have a pencil, I guess I'm using a pen, I'm just going to mark it at 2 inches. Okay, so now I come back to my cutting tool, and I'm just going to put my paper with my score mark on my cutting line. Okay, and then I'm going to twist my paper so that my point is also on my cutting line. So I'm going to cut from the 2-inch mark there to the top of my diagonal here. I'm just going to hold that firm and trim it off. Okay, so now I've got my inside piece. Now this piece needs to be scored every 2 inches. So I want to use my scoring blade instead of my cutting blade and put this in. So I'm going to start at 2. Oh wait, which blade is that? One of my blades fell out. Let's test the blades. I forget which one's which. That's the scored one. Okay, that's fine. That's the one I want right now. So I'm going to put this in. So first score is going to be at 2. And then I'm going to slide it over to 4. And then I'm going to slide it over to 6. And now I've got my inside perforation piece. So it's just going to fold up like this and become that center accordion section. Okay, so there's that. Alright, now I need my card base, so I'm just using basic white, and this one's already at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, so I just have to score it at 4 1/4. Okay, and then I need to pop my cutting blade back in there, because I need to cut a panel from my front. So I want my front to have the sky, and I want it at 5 1/4. So I'm just going to put that in at 5 1/4, cut my sky. Okay, it's going to be my that. And then I also want some daisies. So I'm going to cut about 1.5 inches, about 1.5 inches, I think. No, I want to go, see where this daisy is? I want to cut above that just a little bit. So I guess I'm going 2 inches. Okay, so 2 inches there. And then I'm going to tell you to cut another strip of daisies. Basically the same strip. See how the paper mimics itself? So same daisies, and I'm just going to cut another one. Okay, now you'll see why I do that in just a minute. So those are the front panels, and those are the inside panels. Okay. Everybody with me? I think you're seeing how easy this is going to go together. And I'm going to use all of my paper except for these little bits of scrap. So I'm using almost a whole sheet of 12 by 12, and I'm going to get to use all of the fun images. Okay, let's do the easy ones first. So I've got my card base, so I'm just going to fold that on the crease line and give it a score. Okay, and then I'm going to open this up, and these are going to become the panels in the background. So I'm just going to adhere those with my liquid adhesive. And put those down on the inside of my card. Okay, these are just going to be inset a little bit on these inside panels. Okay. Now, here's the accordion piece, right? And I need to put this in. So actually I folded it wrong. This one's going to come up and these are going to go flat, so I have to fold it this way. Okay, so now this is going to go in like this. So you might say, well, how do I do that so I know the card's going to open and shut, right? Okay, so here's what I do. I close it up. I'm going to add adhesive to this side. Okay, then I'm going to position this just inset on the edge. Okay, so I have an inset on my edge, so it's going to be framed within the center of my card. While that's flat, I'm just going to give these a good crease with my bone folder because I didn't do that yet. Okay, now that's there. Now I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to this panel. I'm just going to close my card. That was pretty easy, huh? Just close my card. Press that down. And because all of my panels were 2 inches, I know it folded on right on top of each other. And then when I open it up, voila, you've got that inside accordion. Okay, so now I've got the front. So I have another piece of my sky. So that's just gonna get put down. Okay, then I want my daisies on here too. So remember I cut 2 panels of daisies when I was done? Alright, so one of them, I'm just going to come along the edge and I'm going to trim, kind of fussy cut, in and out along the heads of these yellow daisies. So I'm just going to trim the edge. So, you know, we have dies that do fancy edge trims, but you could do a decorative edge trim with the DSP images. So I'm just coming in and see I'm just trimming around the tops of these daisies. So it's going to give it an active edge of my paper. Almost there. Bear with me. Come right along. So now I've got that active edge to my daisies, and that's going to go right there on the front of my card. Okay, now why did I need the second one? Alright, so the second one, what I did was, and I've done this ahead of time just to save a little time on the video. The second one, see how the images are the same? This daisy's here, and this one's there, and that one's there. So what I've done is I had a piece, and I've already gone in and just cut out the flower heads. Okay, and I've put those all up onto mini dimensionals. I'm just going to flip those over, peel off the backs, maybe. Yep, peel off the backs. There we go. One more time. And then I'm just going to put these down over the tops of my flowers. So I'm going to get kind of like a 3D pop-up on my flowers here. So So that's kind of fun, right? So I've got my daisy field on the front and my daisies on the inside. Okay, so then from the coordinating stamp set, right, with the Playing in the Rain, or from the DSP, if you have the DSP, I have these cute little turtles. Now, these ones I stamped, I trimmed them out, and then I colored them with my blends. I used Granny Apple Green and Daffodil Delight to make my little turtle friends here. And one of them I'm going to put on the front. And I kind of did this a little different. I put a dimensional on the back of his head because I kind of want him to pop up a little bit, but I also want him to kind of slip down inside of the flowers and not be too raised up. So I'm going to put some liquid adhesive on his feet. So I'm kind of using two different adhesives, and then I'm just going to slide this down into the flowers. So he's just kind of going for a walk through the daisies. Okay, so there's our little guy there. And then on the inside, okay, I'm going to add a die cut circle from my Stylish Shape dies, and I'm going to add him here as well. So first I'm going to stamp my greetings. So I've got Garden Green ink, and I've got the 2 sentiments, Hey There and What's New, from the Charming Sentiments stamp set. And right on the front here, I'm going to stamp the Hey There. So I'm just going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp that right here. Hey There. And then on the inside, we're going to get the What's New. So first I'm going to stamp this on my circle. What's New. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive to this panel right here, because that's where my circle's going to go. And then I'm going to put my second little turtle here on dimensionals. He'll go underneath, and then we'll be done. So isn't that cute? We used a whole sheet of the decorative DSP. Alright, we've got this fun layout card. Cute little fun fold. And it's really simple. It really could be any sort of card, right? With just the Hey There, What's New. So send somebody a fun card to cheer them up. And there we go. Now on the first one, I added a little bit of Wink of Stella to my flowers and my clouds, but you can't really see that on the camera, so I'll just tell you that it's there. So that's something extra you can do if you wanted to. You could add a little Wink of Stella. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick and easy fun fold, and hop on over to the blog hop and visit the rest of our crafters today with the Inspirations blog hop for fun folds. Alright everybody, leave me a comment here. Remember, you can subscribe on YouTube and leave me a comment on my blog if you prefer. I'd like to know what you guys think. Alright, have a great day. Do some fun stamping. Bye.